From the first hours in Hytale, the game feels like a deliberate attempt to merge the freedom of a sandbox with the directed momentum in an RPG campaign. You drop into a procedurally generated world that constantly tempts you with dungeons, secrets, and handcrafted points of interest, rather than leaving you alone in an empty landscape. What is Hytale? Hytale is a 2026 sandbox RPG by Hypixel Studios that combines block-based building with structured adventure, combat, and progression systems. It is set on the planet Orbis, a world divided into distinct zones and biomes, each with its own creatures, resources, and challenges. The core idea is player agency. You can play as a builder, a dungeon crawler, or a pure explorer, with the game offering both an open sandbox and a more guided adventure mode. This dual identity helps it appeal to fans of creative building games, as well as players who prefer quests, bosses, and a clearer sense of direction. Early gameplay impressions. Moment to moment, Hytale's early access gameplay is defined by exploration and light tactical combat. You move through forests, deserts, caves, and ruins, clearing out enemy camps, delving into dungeons, and chasing loot that gradually upgrades your gear and capabilities. Combat offers multiple weapon types and charge attacks, with enemies that range from simple melee creatures to ranged bomb throwers and more threatening monsters that force you to dodge and reposition. It is not a hardcore action game, but the feedback, weapon variety, and enemy designs give encounters more personality than many traditional block-based sandboxes. World, zones, and exploration. The world is procedurally generated, but built from modular biomes and zones, which keeps layouts fresh while preserving a curated feel. Each zone has its own landscape, from lush forests and lakes to harsh deserts and canyon networks, plus unique fauna, resources, and environmental hazards. This structure supports tiered progression. Early zones introduce friendlier creatures and basic resources, while later regions feature tougher enemies, rarer materials, and more complex dungeons. As you travel, you encounter random events, ruined towers, hidden caves, and mini quests that help the world feel alive rather than purely algorithmic. Building, creativity, and tools. On the creative side, Hytale retains the satisfaction of block-by-block construction, letting you build everything from small shelters to sprawling bases and decorative towns. Gathering materials and crafting remains central, but the interface leans towards accessibility with a more streamlined select-from-recipes style rather than strict grid puzzles. Where it truly differentiates itself is in creator-focused tools. The engine is designed so players can inspect biomes, tweak terrain, add props, and even swap entire zones without breaking the world. This modular approach, combined with planned modding supports and multiplayer servers, positions Hytale as both a game and a platform for custom experiences and community-driven content. Strengths, weaknesses, and overall verdict. In early access, Hytale's biggest strengths are the sense of adventure, its layered world design, and its ambition as a creator-friendly sandbox RPG. Exploration feels rewarding, combat is more tactile than many genre peers, and the technical foundation for world generation and modding looks promising. At the same time, some players note that progression, danger, and long-term stakes still need more weight, with sections of the game clearly marked as work in progress and systems that will expand over time. Even so, as an early look, Hytale already feels like a strong base that could evolve into a flagship sandbox RPG if Hypixel Studios continues to refine difficulty, progression, and late-game content.